So every gun channel has their shtick. Some of them crap on the NRA, some of them crap on each other. Apparently, my shtick is crapping on popular sites. Hey guys, Work here, welcome back to the bench. Today we've got my P07 on the bench, and today we are going to be doing a review of the XS Big Dot sights for the P07. This is a sight system that is commonly loved in the self-defense market. You see these things heralded by a lot of the different self-defense instructors as one of the best self-defense sights on the market. Now, they do point out that these are not target sights, and I will agree with them, they are not target sights. But I also am not a fan of them in general. First of all, this pistol is clear of all ammunition. There is no magazine, nothing in the chamber. So the entire thought process with the Big Dot sights is, it's a very simple sight picture. You stick the big old dot right on top of that post, and that's your sight picture. Stick it right down into that V, and that'll get you good enough. And it does. Out to about 7 yards or so, that sight picture is enough to get you pretty much within that 8-inch circle that you would prefer to be able to hit into. Now, pushing out past that, not so much. That big dot does cover up pretty much any target that you're going to see out past that, and the fact that the rear notch isn't a notch that's able to really properly line up your windage here, you're not really going to be able to be that accurate out past that. Now, yes, I've seen guys make 100-yard shots with these. Those are guys that use these all the time on the same gun, and they know exactly where they're going to hit. Which brings me to another point. If these are not the only sights that you are running, they do take some getting used to. The first couple of shots after you grab these sights are probably not going to be exactly where you want them. And that was my problem with this. I have a lot of guns. I don't like sticking to a single gun all the time to be able to carry. I have a lot of different guns. All of them are reliable. All of them I can shoot with. But with this one, when I pick it up with these particular sights on it, I have to readjust myself to be able to shoot with these sights versus a traditional notch and post, which is what I prefer. It's not that this is a worse sight option, it's that it's different. And as we all know, when you switch to something extremely different, especially with guns and the proficiency that it requires with them, it's difficult to get used to it. If you grab this out and you're expecting to see a notch and post because that's what you've been training with more, and you end up seeing this, it's going to take you a split second to be able to readjust, and that split second may be too much. Now, in the dark, these things are amazing. I'm going to give them that. This big white dot up front, even though it's only got the single tritium vial illumination, you can still see most of this dot in relatively dark conditions. And I love the line on the back. I love the fact that it's not just a dot of tritium in the back. It is an actual line. That entire line is filled with a tritium vial. And that is a really cool feature with this. I believe some people call it a pumpkin on a post. You got a pumpkin on the front and a post in the back. You stick the pumpkin on the post and you pull the trigger. Now, the problem with that is when you're in the dark and you stick your pumpkin on the post, if you can't see that big full white dot up front, you're putting the dot on there rather than the big white front sight, and you're going to end up hitting low. Which again, all goes back to being confident and using the sights often. You know, being used to the sights. If you're not used to these, your aim is going to be off. These do have a little bit of a different sight hold on them. You're going to hold over the target rather than under the target. They're a little bit difficult to use if you don't go back and forth. If you want to dedicate yourself to a single sight, I think the XS Big Dots are not a bad choice. They're going to get you what you want, especially in a self-defense situation. However, if you don't want to lock yourself down to a single gun or a single sight setup, or you just don't prefer this in general, you want to be able to stretch out a little bit easier, I don't think the XS Big Dots are for you. That's it for this time, guys. A quick review of the XS Big Dot sights. You can find a link in the description down below to those. I'll see if I can find one. Hopefully I will. I do want to thank XS for this because they did give me these sights for this review, and I will probably be giving these away on an upcoming live stream. That's it for this time, guys. Remember, I appreciate every one of you, and until next time, do your research, get informed, and get to work.